Hello everybody, welcome to the Darkest Dungeon. I am xsubtowner and we are going to be playing through this awesome game that just recently, well actually today, released on Steam Early Access, and I've been playing all day. It is a lot of fun to play this game. It is very unique, and I don't know what it is about this game, but I just can't get enough of it. So basically, in a nutshell, it's an RPG. It's a dungeon crawler type of RPG. It's also labeled roguelike. And yeah, it's very difficult, and I think that's what makes this game so much fun, is that it is difficult, but in a good way. Plus, the art in this game is amazing. It's got a nice gothic setting to it, and it's got like a comic book, you know, way of doing things. So it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to get started here. So let's begin a brand new campaign, and let's have some fun, because that's what this game's all about. So we're just going to call this the Darkest LP. That sounds like a good enough title. So let's go ahead and start this game up. The beginning part of this game is going to be a little bit of a tutorial, but first things first, let's watch this nice cutscene here.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember, there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alright, so let's get this started. Like I was mentioning, the beginning part's a bit of a tutorial. I'll go through some of the basics real quick. I mean, I'm sure you've seen already tons of videos on this game, so I'm going to keep the tutorial part really quick. But we have no choice but to do the tutorial part right off the beginning. So this is just telling us how to navigate through the map, which is basically, as you can see, we're in a dungeon right now, and the only other room we can move to is this one here. And as you move through to the room, you have to go through the corridors, and you can find loot. There might be some enemies, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of randomness to the game, which also adds to the difficulty, and just the way you get characters. So these are the two starting characters. We got this guy here who's a crusader. His name is Reynold. I'm gonna actually keep that name because I do kind of like it. And basically the crusader, well, if we take a quick look at what he's got, he starts with Smite 1, which is one of his attacks. He does 15% more damage versus unholy monsters. You got this Zealous Accusation 1, which what does that do again? It's a range attack and minus 40% damage. I don't think I have... Is that random? Anyways, I don't remember. I don't think I use that one that often. There's also Stunning Blow, which is actually very useful, but as you can see, you do 67% less damage using this ability. And you also got this one here, which basically buffs them up and increases the torch by 5. And the torch in this game is very important. And one thing to quickly note, though, is when you click on, say, this spell here, Smite 1, you'll see the preferred position. You'll have to be either in the front or right behind the front, I guess the second position, if you will. And you'll only be able to attack enemies that are in the front or in the second position. So all these skills use different positioning. This guy's mostly melee, so most of the stuff requires him to be in the front and attack enemies that are in the front. But this is a really cool feature in the game, and it adds a lot of strategy to the combat, really. I forget if I mentioned this, but this is it uses a turn-based combat system in this game, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of strategy to the game. You also get these camping skills. So when you're in a campsite, or doing the camping part, these are the skills that are available to us. I'm not going to go through all these skills because we'll do that as we progress through the game. You can also see your resistances down here, the gear you're wearing, your base stats, and of course the quirks, which are, I guess, like perks. But in this game, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones. This guy starts with this one here, prone to stealing items. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it is in red, so I figure it's probably not a good thing. God-fearing. In town will only pray for stress relief. It's probably important that I mention stress, actually. I have not mentioned it yet. All your heroes have a threshold of 100 stress. Once they've maxed out and they hit the stress level of 100, which is really bad things start happening. Now, the only way to remove stress, well, there's a few ways actually, but the easiest way is back in town. There's a few different things that you can do with characters that allows them to reduce their stress, like gambling, praying, and there's a few other things. We'll take a look once we get there, once we get to town. But this one here, this quirk, only allows this character to relieve himself of stress, whichever way you want to call it, by praying. So that is a bit of a downer on that one. Besides that, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it in a nutshell. Again, like I said, there's already tons of videos on the tutorials and stuff like that. I just really want to get cracking with the game and, you know, put my little flavor to this game, if you will. So that's the gist with Reynold. We also got this guy here. I'm actually going to rename this guy. You got to right-click on him. You can rename characters. This game is hard. You're going to lose a lot of characters, so honestly, do not get attached to them because they probably will die. But I am going to call this guy Brando because I really like this guy. He's like a rogue, really cool. He's a highwayman. And let me just press enter there to confirm the name. And basically, what does he get? He's got the pistol shot, which is pretty good. It's a range attack. Reduces the damage by 25%. So when you see minus 25% damage modification, it's based on your actual damage, which is shown. Where is it shown? It's shown somewhere. In combat, it's a bit easier to see. Oh, it's down here, actually. As you can see, his damage is 5 to 11. So you'd get minus 25% to that. But also, speed's very important. It determines how quickly you will, you know, your initiative in combat, basically. Very important. Protection, obviously, also very important. Your chance to dodge, your damage, your critical chance, and your accuracy. So right now, we're not getting any accuracy on this guy, which is probably a bad thing. But let's quickly look at his other stuff. He's got some camping skills, obviously, his resistances. And what kind of perks? Known cheat is not allowed to gamble while in town, so he won't be able to get stress relief from gambling. Although in town, so I guess maybe you can gamble elsewhere. Again, I haven't played like a whole lot of the game. I've played a lot of the game, but I haven't gotten far, is basically what I'm saying. What else do we got? We got the stun resist. Plus 15% stun resist, which is very important, and quick reflexes, so we get an extra +2 speed. This guy sequences a lot in combat, which is why I like him. And as you can see, most of his skills require him to be kind of like in the middle, although this one, take aim, he can be anywhere. Now, the way you position your characters in combat, I guess it'll make more sense when we start. Right now, we only get these two, but this is just for the tutorial part, but enemies can screw up your formation, so keep that in mind. It gets very tricky, and this is what this move button's all about, but it'll make more sense once we start the game, which I think it's time to start now. Actually, this tab here quickly shows your quirks. I'm not sure if it does anything else, but anyways, there are your quirks. So let's start. Let's start this thing. Let's start the adventure. The adventure. So we want to be going to this
Brigands
room
have
here.
run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So they're just telling us right now that we have to start moving. So basically, the torch is very important. Right now, our torch light is at 100, which gives us +2 to scouting and +2 to monster surprise. So scouting is really important. You'll be able to scout corridors and rooms to see what awaits. That includes loots, monsters, so you can prep yourself before you start walking. So scouting is very important. Monsters surprise is also very important, because if the monsters are surprised when you enter combat,
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion,
kill the enemy.
that all may hear of your arrival.
So if the monster gets surprised, you get to act first regardless. At least that's what I think. I think that's how it works. From what I've tested out, it seems to be how that works. So anyways, let's go ahead and do a quick Vane. Vane also has a chance to make this guy bleed. There we go, he is bleeding, so that's awesome. And now we're going to smite the... Or do I try to... no, not smite. Let's do stunning blow. Let's see if I can stun blow this guy. 4 damage and a... No, he resisted the stun. That's a bitcher. So he's gonna get a hit on us. Oh, we dodged. Nice. Anyways, this is not much of a combat, honestly. It's just to show us how the game works right now.
Perhaps the turning point.
So we got some monies. We got loots. I'll go through how the inventory works. Each time you start a new dungeon, you have to buy supplies, and it's really interesting how that works. Actually, it's a very nice mechanic. You can also interact with objects. You can use objects, optional, drag an item here to use it on this object. If we had something that was relevant to this tent, we could use it. I'm not sure what that would be for a tent, but I've used a shovel before for certain situations. These interactable objects are sometimes trapped. So if you have a character that's got a chance or maybe a quirk that allows them to detect traps a little bit more efficiently, you'll probably want to use him. You can just select through your characters to determine who's going to grab the loot. I don't have anybody, at least I don't think I have anybody that's got anything that will help us for traps, so I'm going to use our stronger guy here and search. And we found some
Leave
gold.
nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
We are doing this. Alright, so
Ambush. Send
the
these
last part of
vermin
the
a message.
mini tutorial.
The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no
So
longer
this guy here is
welcome.
big. You'll notice he's big. He actually takes 2 positions. It took me a while to figure that out. The game doesn't actually tell you this. So this guy's actually considered front line and, you know, second in position. This guy will be considered third. So just because there's one enemy doesn't mean he's only taken 1 position. We are first act again. I'm definitely going to go open vein on this guy. Nice, we got a nice 8. Oh, he resisted the bleed. Oh, that sucks. As you can see, there's different... this guy's a brigand. You can see he's human. There's different types of monsters, if you will. As you can see, our smite attack gets a plus 15% damage to unholy monsters. They won't do anything for us right now, but we do have still 75 light, so that means we get that hidden 15% damage right now. Might as well go for the smite. It's a 7th 13 damage right now, so we'll do that. We'll go for the smite. Really want to try to chop this guy down. One of my first times attempting this, I actually almost lost a unit. It was very embarrassing. Open vein again. Yes. Ah, he dodged. No fucking way. Fire. Alright, 2 to 3 damage. That's not the end of the world. Our stress levels are still pretty good. Let's go for a smite again. I'm just gonna power my way through this fight. It's probably the most easiest way to get through this part as fast as possible. Now we do have bleeding. I don't have anything to remove it. You can buy bandages, and bandages will remove the bleeding, and some characters actually have spells or skills, if you will, that can remove bleeding. So you can keep that in mind. But for this tutorial, we don't get anything to remove this bleeding, so we will have to somewhat hurry up here. Now, I think I'm going to go for my Grape Shot Blast, which will hit 2 enemies. As you can see, actually can hit up to 3 enemies. Position 1, 2, and 3. In this case, it's going to be these 2 guys. So let's go ahead and do that. It doesn't do a lot of damage, minus 50% damage, but in fact, why am I doing that? I think I just want to go for the bleed. There we go, 7. I'm going to do my smite. He got the bleeding, nice. So he's going to take some damage now. Okay, only 1 damage, that's not too bad. See, he took 2 bleeding damage. Ah, staggering force. So see, it swapped the positions right now. This is what I was talking about. This happens a lot and really can fuck you up in a combat when that happens. Especially when you got characters that are useless in the front lines. They get bumped to the front, and then your whole shit gets all screwed up. Then you have to actually spend an action to move. And yeah, it becomes very tricky at that stage. But in this particular case, it's not going to make much of a difference here. In fact, I might as well try just the stunning blow. Oh, I got a nice crit on that guy. There we go. So killing enemies also relieves some of the stress. As you can see, we've gone down to 8. I'm going to go for a smite on this guy. Hopefully get the bleed. There we go. We got the bleed on this guy. Nice. Rush shot. 4 damage. Alright, that's okay. Once you're out of the dungeon, you're fully healed again. But your stress does not go back to 0, obviously. But your health, as far as I know, your health is replenished once you're out of combat. Or not out of combat, but out of the dungeon. Let's go ahead and just do a smite attack before we just finish this up. There we go.
Give them no quarter.
See, we just relieved 4 stress out of that. So we got some crests. These are objects or items that you can use to upgrade stuff in the city, and we'll go through that actually very soon because we're done. Let's just grab the chest here. Oh, damnation. What's that? What just happened? Oh, hang on here. Something just happened. What did that give me? Damnation. Anyways, whatever. So we're done. That's it. That's it for the mini tutorial. I mean, there's still going to be some tutorial pop-ups here on out, but anyways, collected heirlooms. These are all items used to, like I said, to upgrade stuff in the city. We've completed the quest here. No, the quest reward was 5,000 gold, and this is how much collected treasure throughout this little dungeon, 925 gold. So we have some good stuff. We got +2 resolved. You can click on this, crack open a brand new thing. A new perk, if you will. So we got the clutch hitter, +3 crits. When health is below 50%, you get +3 crit. Well, that's nice. I really like that. Let's see what Brando gets. Oh, he got 2 things. He got -20 stress resist when light is below 25, so that's no good. And +10% stress heal. Not sure how that works. But there we go. So that's kind of like leveling up, I guess, although we are still level 1. But anyways, let's move on. We are in the city now.
Welcome home, such as it is.
Home such as it is.
This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Okay, we are bound to the new home. Alright, so this is our caretaker goals, basically all these types of quests. We're going to go through all that as we progress, obviously, through the game. We've unlocked the runes, which is the only other place we'll be able to go to in the next one. And as you can see, Brando is now Apprentice Highwayman level 1, and Reynold is now Apprentice Crusader level 1. And there we go. Good to go. So let's close this. So here are our characters. Get help where you may. So just press the H key and you can, it highlights, I don't know, different things. I don't really need it right now. So as you can see, we have 2 of 9 characters. Right now we can only have up to 9 characters in our, I wouldn't say the party, but the, I don't know, the number of characters we can have. There's always only 4 per dungeons that you go into. We've unlocked the graveyard, which is going to have the names.
Up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
That's where all our dead guys are going to be remembered in the fallen hero area. Then we also got the stagecoach, which is where we recruit
women and men, soldiers and outlaws,
new
fools,
characters.
And corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So these are different. In my last few games, I didn't get these characters. So we got Vivil here. Just have to drag her here. We're just gonna.
Sister of battle.
Sister of battle.
And unrelenting.
Let me right-click, see what she's all about. Ah, yes, she's got Divine Grace. See, in one of my games I got this, in my other one I didn't. This is really handy. This is a really good way to heal yourself in combats. She's also got the Judgment 1, which is actually really good as well. So she's going to be definitely back row. As you can see, everything is back row. And, oh, she's got some frontline stuff here. And, oh, this won't be of use to us, actually, unless she ends up in the first 2 rows. But anyways, I'm very happy that I got Divine Grace. I didn't get it in one of my games, and this really helps. 3 to 5 healing is awesome. She's got Wound Care for camping skills, Bless, and Pray. Well, once we get to the camping area, I guess this will make more sense. Her resistances and all that kind of crap. Alright. I kind of like the name, so we'll keep the name. It's all good. Then we also got this guy here. Let's see what he's all about. Right, he's just a typical... What is he? He's a plague doctor. So I guess kind of like a witch doctor type of thing. He's, I don't particularly like this character, but for now we don't really have a choice. So I'm not even going to bother looking at everything. It's not really my style. I find him very weak versus the other classes right now. Actually, since we're in the stagecoach, we're going to go ahead and level up the stagecoach. So if I level up here, it's going to cost 4 deeds and 4... whatever the hell these things are, crests, which we have a lot of. And what it does, increase the number of available heroes to 3. So in the next week, there'll be 3 heroes available to hire versus just 2. So I'm going to actually click that. I'm actually going to go up to 4
even here,
right now.
In the mud and rain.
Because it's very possible we'll lose all 4 characters in the first fucking runes. So at least once we get out of there, we'll have 4 freshly new recruits ready to go. So I kind of like doing that right off the bat. It seems to work well. There's also the hero barracks that we can upgrade. I don't have enough deeds right now, but increases the size of the roster to 11. See, right now we're 9. you probably do want this to 11, if not more, just so that you can have like a plethora of different characters. But anyway, so that's where we're gonna go right now with, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is is locked still right now. So let's go embark. It's time to go back out there.
Of madness
it's a bit like Banner Saga. I don't know if you're familiar with Banner Saga, but
begins.
how this whole city thing works. Alright, so there we go. Darkest Dungeon. This region will be added in later. So basically, like I said at the beginning, this is early access, but it's designed in a way that you could just start playing right away, and they're just going to add in new features and new dungeons when the game fully releases. I think it's in 6 months from now. And this would be one of the things, the darkest, oh, shut up, please. The darkest dungeon area. And they're also going to add new classes and a whole bunch of other things, and obviously they're going to, you know, tweak and balance the game as the, you know, as the months go by. But this is why I'm, you know, really excited about this game, is that it feels like you just start playing it right away, and this is how it's going to be played, you know, from now till whenever, you know, we all die or something. I don't really know what I'm trying to say right now. Anyways, so let's go ahead and go to the ruins, because it's the only place we could go to. We have to unlock this. We have to unlock the Weald and the Cove and the Warrens. These are all unlockable in the early access. It's just the darkest dungeon that'll be added in later. So let's go and position our guys. Right, position 1 is going to be this guy. We're going to put Brando here. I almost feel like putting you in the back, and we're going to put the this guy here. So there we go. We are going to the ruins, and the ruins basically does not involve any camping, so we don't need any camping supplies. It's considered apprentice level 1, so it's an easy, you know, an easy rune to do. Goals: complete 100% of room battles. So we have to like kill everything, and we'll complete the goal, which is in this case 3,000 gold, 2 busts, and 2 crests. So yeah, sounds like a plan. We're gonna want to do that. Besides that, everything else is, I mean, this is pretty much it. It's time to start. This is our trinket list. I've never actually gotten anything that went in there yet, so I'm not sure how that works. And then you could click this there just to get back to the caretaker goals and all that kind of stuff. So on we go to the provisions. Like I was mentioning a little bit earlier in this video.
Measured now in gold, later.
Right. So you have to buy provisions before you go into the dungeon, and once you're done the dungeon, you're not getting those items back. They're done. So it's really just for the mission, if you will. I am gonna grab a shovel because it does come in handy. I don't know if I need 2 of them though. I'm just gonna grab 1. Food is very important. Your guys can starve, and if they starve, they get tons of stress and they lose hit points. I'm actually gonna go crazy and go 8 with the food. Bandages as well. I'm probably gonna go. Nope. No, I think a stack of 6 is fine then. It seems weird that it wouldn't go to 8, but anyways. Again, you don't want to overdo it because it is going to cost you a fortune. Skeleton key, I don't know. You know what? It might come in handy. And of course, we're going to grab like 8 torches. Seems like that should be good enough. Used to purge evil and restore purity. I don't think I need that. And something to remove blight. You know what? Let's maybe grab a couple of those. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? So there we go. There are the provisions. Let's do this. We're off to the ruins, and hopefully things work out.
The fiends must be driven back.
All right. So what kind of map do we get? This is always randomly generated.
Of our noble line.
So are the characters that you hire. So if you replay the game, it'll never feel the same, which is awesome. So, you know what? Since we start right here, I might as well backtrack right away to this room. Seems like it makes the most sense. Let's start. Right there. Hidden treasure. Good. Now, if things get too hard and your guys are dying, you can always abort the mission, or abandon the mission, or the quest, rather. In that case, you fail the main quest, obviously, but you do keep the loot you've found. So that's important to note. Do not be scared to run away, although your guys get a stress penalty for leaving the quest, though. So the monsters are surprised. We're all going to get to act first. Our light is at 88, which is very good. So let's start. Brando starts right away. That's interesting. I almost feel like doing one of these grave shots. I mean, I could hit 3 guys in a row. There we go. I like that. Alright, this guy here. I don't like this guy. He doesn't have anything all that interesting to me. Although, you know what? Buffing up one of my guys. Let's buff up our Crusader. 15% more damage is nice. These guys are considered unholy. So that's going to work out. Not much else I can do. I can heal someone. Nobody really needs healing right now, so I'll do a judgment, I guess, on this guy. It didn't heal me because I'm already full power. So let's do a not a stunning blow. Let's do a smite. So we're going to get 15% more damage because these guys are unholy. Plus the buff, which is another 15%. And the light is over 75, so we're getting another 25%. So we do 8 to 17, if not more. Yeah, 8 to 16 actually on this guy for some reason. It says at the bottom, hero damage. You know what? I feel like I can kill this guy, so let's go there.
Give them no quarter.
There you go. Round 2. Alright, you again. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to buff Brando. Might as well do another smite. There we go, got the kill on that guy.
A faint hope blossoms.
Alright, let's do another grape shot. That probably makes sense. Ah, they dodged. Smite you. There we go, crazy damage. Ooh. Alright, well, you know what? This is where the heal comes in handy. Oh, wait, no, this is not our healing person. You know what? I'll buff you. Let's buff everybody. You know what? Let's try to finish this guy off.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
There we go. So we got some bust and some gold. Take all. Let's rock and roll. Interactable object. Monies. Take it all, please. Oops, stress. So you could get stress just by walking. If you walk backwards, you get tons of stress. So do not walk backwards. Your guys do not like walking backwards. Let's go in the room here. Let's see what we got. Probably a fight. No, nothing. Interesting. So there was nothing. I'm not sure what the icons represent yet, but anyways, sorry, lost my voice there. Or not lost my voice, but I was gonna cough like crazy, and I held it in. So we gotta move back to this room. There was nothing else to find here, so we gotta go all the way back. Just stressing our guys out. All right, we've already opened this. Whoops. There we go. Back to the starting point. As you can see, there's a check mark. We've done this room. Let's move to this one. And yeah, let's take a look at what's on this alchemy table. Got some monies. Nice. Ooh, trap. So I don't have anybody that detects traps, but there are traps, as you can see. So we took damage, which is really annoying. Was that interactable? See, if I back up, I lose tons. Oh wait, no, our light. Hang on, let me, always important to keep your light up. Reduces the stress. What's this? Whistle, whistle. Oh, okay, because he's a stealer. That's what that means. He might just randomly start grabbing loot. Look, we got a map of the whole dungeon, so now we know exactly what to expect. There's a fight here, fight here, fight here. And to complete the quest, we have to fight everything. So obviously we have to go all the way to the end. So now I understand what his kleptomaniac is. Prone to stealing items, so he wants to grab everything. At least that's what it looked like, because I didn't actually click and he just whistled and grabbed what was in there, so that was kind of interesting. Alright, we'll do this battle here, I suppose. Monster surprise, so we're gonna get the the first strike. Okay, so these guys are kind of deadly-ish. I could maybe finish this guy off. Let's do a smite, 9 damage and a bleed. Yes, and a bleed. So this guy might bleed out on his own. Now I can either buff or maybe blight. 2 points of blight on the back 2 characters here. Sounds like a plan to me. Please blight me. Yes, they both got blighted. Nice. What am I going to do with you? Judgments. You know what? Let me do a heal. On Reynold. Alright, Reynold. It's time for a smite. Might as well start attacking the Bone Defender. There we go, 10 damage. Round 2. 4 damage on Brando. Ooh, 16, really? Holy shit, man. Okay, we're gonna do a Divine Grace on you now. I like keeping my guys fully healed. Now do I smite, or do I do this? I do this. There we go. We killed one guy. Do some blight damage. Yeah, dodge. I dodge you. Alright, what are we doing here? Do I try for the blight? You know what? No, I'm just gonna buff Brainold. 15% more damage is awesome. Let's go for the smite. Should be able to kill this guy. Oh, so close. Ooh. 4 damage. Round 3. There we go.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade.
Yeah, this is going really well. I've had a few tries at this game already, and this is probably the one that's been going the best, but it's mostly due because I'm most generally satisfied, especially that Vival here was able to start with Divine Grace. Speaking of, I'm going to use it right now and keep this guy healed. And yeah, finish this guy out. Oh yeah, crit 28. I've never done a crit 28 yet. That's my first one. That was awesome. Good job. There we go. Bloody dice.
They can be
Jester only. Not sure what that's going to do. We got some food out of that, so that's cool. That's the first time I actually find food, so I wish I hadn't bought so many of it. And we got some money as well. Nice. So we got 10 foods. Oh, we got this thing here to grab. I'm going to have to back up, seriously. There we go. Oh, I got buffed. Cool. Dodge, protection. Nice. Oh shit, bloody dice, Jester only. Okay, this is like a usable thing on Jesters only. Plus 20% chance to bleed skills. Plus minus 1% crit. Not sure how that works. No, it doesn't look like I can use it. I guess only Jesters. I've never gotten a Jester, so I'm not sure if that's even a thing. But anyways. Select a destination. Well, you know, it's time for a cut in this episode. We will continue this in the next one. I hope you enjoyed, everybody, and I do plan on playing this game, well, hopefully till the end, because it is a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll all be interested in seeing some more. Thanks for watching, everybody.